Welcome. What's going on, my people? What's going on? This is EB, Family Cash Machine, Eric Brent, and coming to you guys with another video. And I'm doing a show called Follow the Money. That's the name of this show right here for the Family Cash Machine. The Family Cash Machine, again, is a group of people all over the world, actually now, and we study money, we teach money in a different way that's been taught in schools. The things you need to learn, the things that's not taught. The things that will help you to be able to overcome the challenges of money because you understand how it works. We also teach cryptocurrency, which we think is one of the greatest technologies that has come since the internet, because it gives people a sense of anonymity and allows you to move money without all these fees, without dealing with banks, without dealing with financial institutions, and without even having ID. You know, and some people might say, oh my God, sending money with no ID? What do you care how I send you your $200 as long as you get your $200, right? That's the main thing. So they have us believing that if we don't divulge all of our information, that we're doing something wrong. But we're not sending money, we're actually just sending you value. So, but anyway, let's just go ahead into the video right now. I'm a little late to the party. But before I start about the 6 black beauty pageant winners, which has never happened, I don't think, in 1 year since I've been living. I haven't seen that, and I'm pretty sure before I was living, you were dealing with a lot of segregation and you were dealing with a whole lot of other racist stuff that was so overtly practiced. Now, things have changed a little, but we still fighting racism all over the world, and I deal with the racism economically. I deal with the racist economic infrastructure and the system that has been affected, the economic system that's been affected by racism. That's what I deal with. And I deal with my people and want to make sure they understand the dynamics of how to maneuver in this technological, economic world. And I want to talk about these 6 black women. And first, before I do that, I want to tell you guys to like and subscribe to my channel, because I am, as well as other people, under attack from I'm not gonna say it's YouTube, because YouTube is owned by Google, but their powers to be, when you get so big like a Google or YouTube, you know, the powers to be kind of regulate, and they kind of tell you guys what to do when you get to a certain level, and they come in and kind of control your company. So right now what they're doing is a lot of videos is giving people great content about money, about economics, about politics. They're coming in and censoring and giving you black marks and eventually just taking your channel down. So I wouldn't be surprised that happened to my channel soon, because I'm giving up some information that people don't teach, and I'm giving you guys to look at things more economically, and how economics, the economics of all the different things that we look at in the world. So let's go into the video. We're gonna go into it again. Like I said, like, subscribe my channel, follow me. I'm gonna have a landing page here at the bottom. Click that landing page, give me your email, just in case they destroy my channel. I'll be able to redirect you guys to valuable information in this time that we're calling one of the worst economic calamities ever in the world is getting ready to happen. But at the same time, one of the greatest exchanges of wealth is getting ready to happen, that is presenting an opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this video, and I'm going to talk about those 6 black pageant winners. Now, this is not the first time, of course, that black women have won pageants. I remember, the first one I remember was Vanessa Williams, and Vanessa Williams, she won, I think it was Miss USA. Yeah, Miss USA. And that was the first one I remember. And I'm sure there was some in between Vanessa Williams and today of other pageants. But again, like I said, never ever in the history do I think 6 black pageant winners won major beauty pageants in 1 year. So, and then I think in 1993 it was Vanessa Williams. Not Vanessa Williams, excuse me, Miss Kenya Moore. What's up, Miss Kenya Moore? Beautiful chocolate woman. You guys see her on House of Atlanta Housewives or something like that. She's on there. She's actually a producer, and you know, she's a pretty busy woman, but she's a beautiful black woman. She won, I think it was Miss America back in '93. So it's not the first time, but it's definitely an indication to me of a paradigm shift of the standard of beauty. Now, let's deal with he said, Eric, I thought you was gonna talk about, you're talking about women, you're talking about, you're talking about beautiful black women, what's that got to do with economics? Well, I'm gonna tie it all into what it has to do with the economics. What it has to do with economics is this. The paradigm and the mindset of beauty has changed. And I'm gonna tell you guys what has helped it to change. And what has helped it to change is plastic surgeries. It's right now, it's a time where doctors are not really making money. Doctors are not really making money. A lot of doctors have to deal with so much insurance BS, and they have to deal with so much regulations from governments. Your average family doctor is not really making a lot of money. And so the money now isn't going into a specialty, whether you're a stomach doctor, a foot doctor, but the most money is being made right now off of plastic surgeons. They actually, if you're a good plastic surgeon, hey, you killing the game right now. You actually are, there's plastic surgeons that's making millions of dollars. In fact, I remember I was dating this one girl out of Chicago, and I'm not gonna say her name. She might be watching my video, but she, we dated for a little while, and she came all the way to Los Angeles to see a doctor that I guess does work on Kim Kardashian. Now, Kim Kardashian is the poster child for black women doing plastic surgery, or women in general doing plastic surgery. She kind of made it very popular. But I'm gonna say this. She came out to get a butt lift, I think. It was a butt lift? Yeah, she came to get a butt lift. And this doctor, I guess the doctor that she went to in Chicago, and I don't want to give too much details because people will know who she is. She had a lot of problems with her butt not injections, but her butt lift. And no, not her butt lift. Her butt lift was fine, but she had a lot of problems with her boob job, and it was starting to hurt. She had scars underneath here and stuff. But anyway, long story short, it's enough for talking about her. Plastic surgery is huge, 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 huge. Now, because of the standard of beauty now, it's big butts, thick lips, and kind of a lot of characteristics of black women that, white women are getting these butt injections, they're getting lip injections, they're getting, butt implants, and the black women getting it too. But the whole perception of beauty has changed. Now, I'm not saying that the judges are conspiring. I would never say they are conspiring with the medical field, even though the medical field is a trillion dollar industry, trillions and trillions of dollars. I'm not saying that those judges conspired with the medical field. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is each and every one of those judges' perception of beauty has been affected by plastic surgery and the standard of beauty today, which has taken place and permeates around the world, which is basically the standard of black beauty. Yes. And so because the paradigm indirectly, subconsciously has changed around the world, it has created trillions of dollars in the medical industry, okay? Now, I'm here in Santo Domingo. I didn't really realize being here. I came here for business purposes, but I didn't realize that this is one of the capitals. This is one of the capitals for plastic surgery. Women all over the world are coming here to see the plastic surgeons here. And now I'm here again with Dominican women, some of the most beautiful, exotic women in the world you want to see is here, Brazil, places like that. And it's because of the mixture of the race, because this place here first was the Tejano Indians, I believe. And it was funny because I read about this, in history when Christopher Columbus came and supposed to discover America and all that. He came here. He came to Hispaniola, which is now Dominican, which this island is now split between two countries, Haiti and India. India, Haiti and Dominican. But the Tejano Indians were here first. Then we had the Spaniards come and integrate and mix their blood with some of the natives here. Then you had the slave trade come here, and now you have the African blood mixed with the Tejano Indians, mixed with Spaniard, and then you had French come to this island as well. Even though they were on predominantly one side of the island, there's still French on this side of the island too. So you got that mixture of black and French as well, kind of like what we call in America Creole. So you got all these different mixtures going on. So it makes for some of the most exotic women. And yesterday I was at a a restaurant slash sports bar, and I seen two beautiful women come in, and they both had the butt implants. I mean, you can just tell when it's just too perfect. And they were Dominican women, and even though Dominican has some of the most beautiful women in the world, they're not perfect. I mean, you have some that look perfect, like in other countries, but because you have so many mixtures of European, Indian, and black, and you know, Spaniard, and you got all these different mixtures. Some women have pretty faces, long, luscious hair, but their bodies are a little awkward. So they are real big on plastic surgery here, because again, the standard of beauty is more of the Afrocentric black woman, and so everybody wants to look perfectly in that manner of perspective of beauty. Now, what does this got to do with economics? It's got a lot to do with economics, because I just told you guys that the medical industry is thriving right now through surgery, and the surgeries that's going on is what helped to formulate and change those judges' mindsets as far as what they were looking for with the standard of beauty. Wow. Now, was it economically... this is the problem I'm seeing with it. It's not really a problem, but I don't like the fact that the standard changed. The standard changed subliminally, but it hasn't changed in the narrative, because, you know, the books and the school books and stuff that we read, my kids are still reading the books that their grandparents was reading, and there's been so much history and so much archaeology and so much technology and so much revelations of Bible and biblical figures and things like that since 50 years ago. They haven't upgraded anything because they wanted to maintain that white supremacy standard of beauty, you know, and economically, you know, for them to do that, that made a lot of money as well. Now, again, it wasn't the first time, even with Vanessa Williams. It wasn't the first time, even with Kenya Moore. How can I forget Kenya? Kenya is so beautiful. I like Kenya. I'm putting a shout out. What's up, Kenya? So even with Kenya Moore, she that wasn't the first time that the black woman's beauty has been somewhat, you know, worshipped. Because if you guys go back to the days of Europe, they had these huge dresses back in the 12 and 13 and 1400s. And the white women in Europe would have these huge pompadour and protruding from the back of their dresses to try to make it look like they got a big butt like a black woman. But at the same time, they were making fun of black women. They were making us feel inferior of our body shapes. But at the same time, they were creating clothing to kind of like somewhat imitate the body shape of a black woman. Ain't that something? So again, that wasn't the first time that the black woman's beauty has been idolized. Because I'm gonna give up some knowledge here on this video right here. I'm gonna say a little something here that you don't hear a whole lot on economic videos. And the guy's gonna say, well, what does this got to do with economics? Why are you dealing with that? It has a lot to do with economics. Let me share this with you. Listen to me for a minute. The original perception and the original pictures of Jesus is black. A lot of people know that now, but they still haven't changed the narrative. a lot of people in the world know, oh yeah, I heard Jesus is black. Some people don't want to admit it. They say, well, he's kind of olive. Like, you know, okay, he's olive complexion with nappy hair. Well, what do you call that? You know, the Bible said skin like lamb's, hair like lamb's wool, and skin like brass that was burnt in the oven. That's kind of like a penny. So if you put a person with that description on the bus in 1948 in Mississippi in the United States, he'll be called a nigger. Excuse me for using that word on here, but that's what they'll call it, the N-word. But at the same time, if this man, this great man of history, Jesus, God, some of you call him, is a black man, then I mean his mother's a black woman. So again, like I said, this is not the first time in the world that black women, beauty has been honored and revered as it should be, because at the same time, it's like, we're some of the oldest people on this planet. Nobody can deny that. It's archaeologically, it's genetically, you can't deny it, the facts. And some people say, well, you talking money, but you talking racism. I'm not talking racism, I'm talking facts. And I asked the question, Was it an economics for them to change that fact? Yes, it was. Because if they changed the original depiction of beauty, then they can make you feel inferior about who you are. So if you feel inferior about who you are, is inferiority economically advantageous to those that make you inferior? Yes, it is. Because now what you're gonna do, you're not gonna feel the power in yourself. You're not gonna feel adequate to do your own business. You're not gonna feel adequate to do anything without asking those who you look up to. You're not gonna feel that you're worthy enough or intelligent enough because you're not beautiful. See that? You're not beautiful, so you can't be intellectually beautiful. You can't be business-wise beautiful. You can't be anything other than inferior. So inferiority had a strong economic benefit for those that made you inferior, and not to count the fact that the whole surgical boom of black people, cutting their nose down. I mean, just look at Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson, one of the greatest entertainers ever in the history of the world. But it looked like to me he was trying to make himself look more of the perception of beauty. I mean, look at Little Kim. I don't want to put Little Kim out there like that, but she just did too much. I'm sorry. She's done too much. I can't even recognize Little Kim, and so black people bleaching their hair and black people, bleaching their skin. They said right now one of the #1 skin products, I think in Africa and parts of Nigeria, is a bleaching. Is a skin bleaching. A skin bleaching product. So black people in those countries where the oldest remnants of history is found, they're spending billions of dollars trying to look white. I remember I had a jerry curl. I know my dad had a pumper do. He straightened his hair out. So all of that created huge economic benefits for someone because our perception of beauty was different. We talking money. We still talking money. Okay, now, if the original perception of Jesus is black, how do you know that, Eric? Why do you say that? I'm going to tell you guys something right now. I said I was going to say something on this video that a lot of people don't talk about. Go Google Pope Francis and Pope Benedict, the last Pope and the Pope now. I see a video of them too, kneeling and bowing down to the Black Madonna in Poland, and they make what you call a pilgrimage every year. These popes has been doing this for quite a while. These popes do this for quite a while. Come on, stop. These popes do this for quite a while. They go and they bow down to the Black Mother and Child. Wow. Just Google it. Don't take my word for it. Now, ask the question. If they pay homage, now who does the Pope worship? Mary. He doesn't worship anybody but Mary. Hold on, let me wipe myself down. I'm getting kind of hot here. Woo, this is getting hot. This subject here getting hot, ain't it? So the Pope, yeah, I got a bald head. Woo, feel good though. So the Pope, they make a pilgrimage, and I'm glad I took a pause there so you can think about this. The Pope made a pilgrimage every year to the Black Madonna. Now, they didn't change the word of that, but that's really the Black Mother of God. That's really the Black Mother of Christ. That's what that means. That's what that means. So, yeah, so that's what that means. So, that's the Black Mary and the Black Jesus. That's the original depictions of Jesus. They know this. The Vatican knows this, but they allow these white pictures to still go out. Why? Because they have used the perception of beauty and manipulated the perception of beauty for economic reasons. It's just that simple. Economic reasons. So again, like I said, I did this video because I'm a little late to the party, but I like to analyze things and I like to connect the economic dots to it because it is definitely going to affect a lot of economics. There's going to be more busier doctors, but again, I don't think those judges, I don't think they did that to make the medical industry boom, but I'm just telling you, it's going to have that effect. It's going to continue to have that effect, and it's a good effect because now people are trying to look more Afrocentric. That's the perception of beauty, not a bad thing. But like I said, the only bad thing is they're not changing the narrative. the narrative haven't changed. You know, when you read books, when you read the perception of Jesus, when you watch the pictures of Jesus, when you absorb, you know, the historic perceptions of beauty, it's still you know, one specific group of people, Europeanism. And like I said, you know, I'm not saying this to say Europeans are not beautiful. I'm not saying this to say that only black people are beautiful. I'm saying there's beauty in all people. All people have beauty. But there has been a manipulation of the perception of beauty. And guess what? Things are coming back around to the original, because we're living in that time right now where those that was last is going to be first again. And so it's happening, and they can't stop it. And this is why I'm teaching money, I'm teaching economics, because I want to make sure that my people understand you can be shot to the top so quick if you just wake up and understand what the hell going on and position yourself. Because what's happening is, I said, one of the greatest economic calamities ever in the history of the world is finna happen. Why do I say that? Because you have all the currencies in the world crashing at the same time. That's never happened. Then you got, at the same time, you have America, that is the #1 currency in the world. So many countries coming against America economically. Okay? Now, just recently, I don't know, that's another video. We'll talk about that in another video, where Trump just bombed this guy, Suleiman. We'll talk about that in another video. But right now, we're talking about the 6 black women who won beauty pageants all last year, and that's never happened ever in the history that I know that has happened. And I'm saying it's happened because the perception of beauty has changed indirectly because of the plastic surgery. And, you know, because like I said, white women ain't going to come out and tell you, I'm trying to look like a black woman. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to say, hey, I'm going to get my butt to look like a black woman. No. They're not going to say, hey, I'm in a tanning salon so I can look, because, you know, being pale doesn't look good, and if I can get a little color, then that's more natural. See, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to say that. But this is subconscious. This is the psyche, okay? And that's what I'm saying, that these judges, they basically made their judgment on what's in their psyche. That's the subconscious. What I'm trying to do is also make it conscious. It's also make it conscious that, you know, that has been a perception of beauty for thousands of years, and it changed because of conquering. It changed because of white supremacy, global white supremacy, and economics. And they had to manipulate the economics, so they had to manipulate the perception of beauty and what's accepted and what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. That's what that was all about. It's all about economics. But again, congratulations to all those black beautiful queens. I love my black women. They give us hell, but at the same time, you know, you got to be a real king to be able to, you know, make that queen happy. Or you got to be a real king to be able to, I don't want to use that word, tame, but to console and to comfort and to satisfy. That's the word, and fulfill that black queen. It ain't easy. So, because she is the cream of the cream. But at the same time, I wanted to say that, like I said, I didn't want to make this sound like a racist video, but if the man that all of you in the world say you love, Jesus, if everybody in the world say he's the Son of God and he's a black man, what does that say? And if he's a black man, who is his mama? See? So I'm not saying nothing that's new. Y'all just changed the narrative. Y'all changed the narrative. So that's what that is. But at the same time, you guys, I said I want you guys to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep bringing information to you guys. We're right now in the Family Cash Machine. We are teaching people how to make money in this day and age that is so difficult to make money. And the only way you can make money is to really understand how money works. I just told you guys in the last video about a guy named Paul Tudor Jones. Go study that guy. He's a living embodiment of my principles. And I remember when the economic crash of 2008, I lost a lot of properties. A lot of broker friends I know lost properties. Friends all over the country I know lost properties. Banks went out of business. Insurance companies went out of business. And after a while, I started making excuses and saying, you know what? It's just the nature of the economy right now. And then after 2 or 3 years of doing that, I said, you know what? Somebody making some money somewhere, and I need to be one of them. And that's been my attitude ever since. And Paul Tudor Jones is a perfect example of that. Now, who is this guy? Here's the guy who called, actually predicted Black Monday. They call it Black Monday. But it was the worst day in Wall Street percentage-wise than any other day. And he predicted that. So some people say, well, that's bad. No, that's not bad. Because he understood what was going to happen, he positioned himself to make money on it. See that? So although all these people lost, he won. His team won. The people he invested for won. Then he also was able to predict the 2008 housing bubble. Well, that's a bad thing that he predicted that. No, it's a good thing because he positioned himself to make a bunch of money on that day and make his constituents a bunch of money. So again, it's not about what these economies are going to do now. It's going to be some bad stuff going to happen, I'm telling you. Because we've been printing money. There's nothing backing it. You can't keep doing that without real value, okay? It's going to come to a head. And that's why we teach you guys in these classes, so you'll have a good indicator when it's going to happen, so you'll constantly be building over here and getting gold and cryptocurrency and doing other things to make sure your wealth is secure. And also make sure that the authorities can't just come in and take your stuff when they want to. That's the other thing we teach you. And so we don't just teach you how to make money, we teach you how to protect the bag. Okay? And so not only are we teaching you this, we showing you ways how you can get paid right now in this world, as difficult as this economy is. Okay? So it's very valuable what we're teaching. But I'm doing these videos because I want you guys to start paying attention. I want you guys to start listening and just kind of like following the money. Because if you follow the money, you'll see a whole different reason why John F. Kennedy got killed, other than what the narrative is. See, if you follow the money, and I teach that, we teach that in our classes, you'll see a whole different reason why Kennedy got killed. Well, he freed the slaves. No, he didn't. Lincoln had slaves. So it's a whole different reason why he got killed. It has to do with money. So again, follow the money. It'll give you a whole different narrative of what's going on. So I'm going to close out by saying this. Boy, God know he made that black woman. And they're not all perfect. But the standard of beauty has been for thousands of years based on certain characteristics of the black woman. It is what it is. So, you know, and when I say black woman, see, this is the trick, where they put the trick on you guys. I'm not just talking about black women from Africa. You got black women from India. You got black women from Australia. You got black women from the Solomon Islands. You got black women from all over the world. Even the Native Americans in America was so dark. And we think that, well, they don't have hair like you, that they're not black. There's so many different tribes of black people. There's different characteristics of black people. What makes you black is not your hair or your nose being thin all the time. What makes you black is your content of melanin in your skin. That's what makes you black. And so this is another trick that they put on the world to deceive you and separate you, so you don't understand how to come together as a whole people. That was one of the first things they did. It separated you from characteristics. Oh, he got straight hair, he's not black. What? You got Indians in India darker than me, and they don't think they black. It's crazy. So this is what we got to get back to. We got to get back to understanding the true definition of black, not the narrative of black. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Again, you guys like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna keep these videos coming. This is a Sunday, a great day to talk about black beauty, because this is the Sunday, you know, we the people of the sun. We the people that the sun smile on. And so like and subscribe to my channel. Let me get your email in case they take my channel off. I can always show you guys where I'm gonna be. There's a lot of other video platforms that I can put my videos on. I'm finding more and more of them. And right now I'm putting some on BitChute. I'm putting some on this other one called Peer-to-Peer, Library. I'm putting them on different platforms so they can never take down my content, because I'm going to be all over the place. People need to hear about the money. They need to understand about the money. And so the Family Cash Machine got a free class right now called the Phoenix. Take that class. Get my free ebook called The Greatest Exchange of Wealth in History. Okay? The Greatest Exchange of Wealth in History is happening right now. So you want to get that. It's all free. It's not going to cost you a dime. And just see if you want to be a part of this movement that we're creating, because we're not just talking this, we're doing this. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. You guys have a great Sunday. Peace. See you on the next video.